Okay, so I'm going to be talking a little bit about Wing Chun today. So, Wing Chun, okay, the reason it's not working because they don't teach it properly. So, I'm going to be talking to you about the real way Wing Chun works, which is what so many people say, but you know what I say, I know it, you know, whatever. If it makes sense to you, you do it. If it doesn't make sense to you, you don't do it. Obviously, it's not boxing, you know, there's no videos of people and I personally can't do it right now because I can't get brain damage, but you know, in a future life I would be doing it. Anyways, you guys are kind of you know, impatient, so I'll just share some stuff. The art of Wing Chun, there's one specific thing about Wing Chun, okay, that the art of Wing Chun is about. Art of Wing Chun is about contact. That's it. So boxing, you have boom, boom. It's about hits. They call it hits because you're trying to hurt. Even so, Wing Chun basically is a glorified jab. You know what I'm saying? So basically, you know, when you box it, you throw the jab to make contact. As soon as you try to read, you try to do things, you throw. That's what the jab is for. It's for contact. It's to touch. You touch and you measure and you distance. So that's what the jab does, right? In Wing Chun, there's no such thing as the jab. There's just contact. The 108 forms of Wing Chun, when you practice them, oh, okay, boom, boom, boom. But when you practice for real, you shouldn't be so exact. You shouldn't be following the form. When you practice for real, you should be practicing on a wooden dummy that's legit. This one isn't. It doesn't matter so much, but you want to practice, okay? You want to practice on you're going to practice and you want to just make contact in a way that makes sense. So you learn the 108 forms until you're familiar with them, and then you just, but what's important is you have to make contact. Okay, you have to make contact. Because the whole point of Wing Chun is when I'm far from you, it's dangerous. Because when I'm far from you, have you ever seen some high level boxers, when they're far, they have the whole time to concentrate their power. Alright? So with Wing Chun, either you're really close or you're really far. The whole point of the chain punch is to open up distance. It's not to attack. Okay? The whole point of the chain punch is to open up distance. You go far. So if all of a sudden I lose control of if I lose control of this scenario, I have to just chain punch and back off. That's what it's for, chain punch. A lot of people I see on television, they're using the chain punch. First of all, the chain punch that they use is very low. They have low hands. That's wrong. If you chain punch with low hands, right? That's not the shortest distance to your opponent. That's not a distance that if you chain punch, you're gonna be able to push them off far away from you. Okay? You can chain punch anything really. You can chain punch their arm, you can chain punch their fists. It doesn't matter. You gotta just push them away. Okay? And then it's a dual use. It's also, if you somehow find an opening, then you can chain punch. But the most important thing is contact. You gotta always be. Some people think, oh, the wooden dummy is set. I go wood. They have boom, boom, boom. They have everything in steps, right? And the steps are just what you see in movies. They go boom, 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 boom. So they go steps. There's no steps in fighting. You can't just do steps like that because it doesn't. Even for box, for karate, it's boom, boom. But Wing Chun is not a karate. It's not a karate. It's not a karate type of martial art. Do you understand? The karate type of martial art is boom, boom, ba. It's a very 1, 2, and it's very similar to boxing in that way. But Wing Chun isn't. Wing Chun is a best way I can describe Wing Chun is it's constantly attacking. Okay, you're constantly touching him. Alright, you just because when that happens, he is disrupted. Okay? Boxers, they're used to punching on a bag. There's no constant hitting on their arm. Any type of Kung Fu, even that is not Wing Chun, it doesn't have this constant hitting. The constant hitting is what's annoying. It's what happens when you and suddenly you know what I'm saying? So that's what Wing Chun is. It has nothing to do with power, and that's why it's able to be used. Again, we're thinking. Well, we have to think. That's why it's able to be used by girls, and it's meant for a girl actually to begin with. And they're talking about a snake. They're talking about a crane. It's both the legends really just kind of explain, right? So basically, the snake is I keep him at bay, right? I as soon as they get too close, I keep them at bay. Same with the crane. The crane keeps them at bay in a different way. So they do different things. Right? So this is where the main idea is. If my opponent is trying to hit me with force, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm not going to try to hit him. I'm going to try to touch him. So that when I touch him, he gets uncomfortable. Right? He can't do exactly what he wants to do. Right? Or and then you can chain punch to the head. Right? Elbow. I'm not going to say I have every piece of the pie. I'm not going to say that I know everything there is about Wing Chun, and I can just teach you, and you're going to be a really good Wing Chun fighter that's going to go to fight some K1 or some professional boxers, and you're going to come out victorious. No. Because practicing the art of Wing Chun takes a long time. And more importantly, to use the art of Wing Chun alone to win, that takes even more time, even more struggle. And that takes especially a way to train it. If you're gonna be using Wing Chun against a boxer, use it against a boxer at 115. A very skinny boxer, so there's no lots of power. If you go use Wing Chun against a heavyweight boxer, you're already in trouble. That is why Xu Xiaodong was such a bad opponent for Ding Hao, because you have a heavyweight man, heavyweight whatever he is, this boxer, I'll call him a boxer, heavyweight boxer, versus this Wing Chun guy. And Wing Chun is not, the heavier the opponent gets, the harder it is to fight them, right? Because they have the more venom they have, right? They can knock you out with one punch. Do you really want to be fighting against that when you're trying to do Wing Chun? No, because the Wing Chun way doesn't improve as you get bigger. It doesn't improve. It doesn't get better as you get bigger, right? The whole Wing Chun way is I'm skinny, and if I'm skinny, then I go, so you have to keep. It's basically the Wing Chun. It's basically best way I can describe it is it's just when you do pads and you do it quick, that's kind of like Wing Chun. So, but the Wing Chun, it doesn't. It's not about pads. Okay, it's about your sensitivity. It's about touching. It's about touching. Okay, getting used to touching. It's not supposed to be strong. Like, It's not supposed to be that. That way it only works in movies. It doesn't work in real life. It's what's supposed to be is like, just try. I want to try something. Okay, so I want you to go to your training partner, and I want you to hold up your fist. Okay, like this. And I want your partner to be hitting the fist from all angles. Just have your fist out, and then. So as you can see, it's very annoying. And what is the important thing is when you're on the Wing Chun dummy, you have to be able to move it but you have to stay concentrated on what you're aiming for, right? I go here, boom, 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 boom. I go here, boom, boom, boom. I know what I'm aiming for, right? Just hit the head or hit the chest, make them fall down. The thing is, if I'm gonna be in my head that I'm gonna outbox him, I'm gonna outpunch him when I'm a skinny person, that doesn't quite work. It's okay to practice boxing with Wing Chun. It's okay to be able to hit hard, to have that body connection to hit hard. But that's not what Wing Chun is. And you have to understand what Wing Chun is. You have to understand the art before you practice it. Wing Chun is just touching. It's not that. It's just touching. Constantly touching. You're constantly touching the opponent. Right? So because the whole point of it, the real legend, if you want to hear about it, is there's a crane, which is Wing Chun, right? And there's a snake. Now the snake is very powerful. If he bites you, you're dead, because it's a poisonous snake. The crane has wings, and it flaps those wings, and the feathers blow the snake back. They attack the snake and blow it back. And they touch the snake and prevent it from biting the crane. That is the essence of Wing Chun. Wing Chun is not, oh, I have big arms. I go bah, bah. I have big arms, relatively, but it's not so big. It's not so big. I weigh 170, so if I had to use if I had to fight in a boxing fight, and I wanted to, I'll probably use Wing Chun because it's another tool in the toolbox. But all these things, people are like, how come I can't block him with this move, right? A lot of fighters, they're like, none of this works. Like, you can't block him with this because it's not the type of block that you're thinking of. A lot of boxers, they're used to like literally blocking, like literally coming between the glove and you, literally blocking or here, blocking. Wing Chun, I'm going to say it again, I said it once, I've said it a bunch of times, I'll say it again, it's not blocking, you're not blocking. You can't think of it like blocking, because that's wrong, it's not blocking. If you put your arm here, and you try to block, there's not enough. You don't have enough power to block it. The whole thing about Wing Chun is it's not blocking, it's touching, touch. I touch. It's touching. I'm gonna touch him. Touching. Because there is, okay, look, when you fight and you have a target, right? If someone touches your arm before you reach the target, either it's going to be muffled or it's not going to hit. Because you're changing the trajectory. If I'm punching, I just go right here, one. Right? It's constant touching. And at the end, if you're wondering what does Wing Chun look like, it just looks like a whole bunch of chain punches. You know what I'm saying? But with open palms sometimes. That's what Wing Chun is. You're constantly chain punching, but instead of chain punching, okay, so here's the thing. There's two systems. The first system is you just chain punch. You don't even open your hand. The second one is you open your hand. Why do you open your hand? Because when you open your hand, it's bigger, alright? It's bigger. It's bigger and it's easier to control because when you have a palm, it's easy. It's easier than your wrist. But it doesn't matter which one you use. The whole point is the whole essence of Wing Chun, what it looks like. And a lot of people don't even know what Wing Chun looks like because all the movies, they have it wrong, right? The whole point of movies is I can predict 100% what you're going to do. And while that's not needed for boxing, because boxing works without prediction, right? It's just these punches and the whole system works without prediction. But boxing is almost like basketball, right? You don't predict anything. Wing Chun doesn't work that way. Wing Chun, in order for Wing Chun to work, you can't be going boom, 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 boom. That's not how it works. You can't block like that because it's too big. It's too much time to take. What actually happens is touch. Constantly touch. Wave your hands like this. Constantly touch like this. That's what Wing Chun looks like. So I'm going to show it to you again. What Wing Chun looks like. Okay? Alright, come. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, he's up. Boom. And you're like, okay, that looks stupid. You're just bitch slapping. Yes, I am. And you know what? The bitch slap, look at my face. When I bitch slap my face, the face moves. Okay? If I bitch slap the face, it's not a hard hit. You know, if you watch the slapping competitions, the slap doesn't cause a lot of damage. It's not a hard hit. It's not a hard hit. Right? It doesn't actually do much, but it does move. Right? It moves your head. It moves your arms. And then you're not able to do what you want to do. And if you get frustrated, then they can go in with the chain punch. And even if you're not frustrated, there can be openings. If you go here, you go resist. Resisting is huge. Resist, just an automatic desire to resist. Boom, boom. They can go. Okay? Thank you. This way.